Ogbako Ikwere Cultural Organization Worldwide, on behalf of Ikwere ethnic nationality in Rivers State, has withdrawn Senator John Azuta Mbata membership for accepting to become the President General of Ohaneze Ndigbo, a social-cultural organization of Igbo people of Nigeria. The group stated categorically that Senator John Azuta Mbata has the inalienable right to belong to any association of his choice in Nigeria as enshrined in Section 40 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, adding that by becoming the President General of Ohaneze Ndigbo, an exclusive organization of Igbo people, he has willingly and freely renounced his membership and identity of Ikwere people. Ogbako Ikwere said his action is not the collective view, will position and thinking of Eneka community, Apara Kingdom and the entire Ikwere ethnic nationality, and having freely taken a position to be an Igbo man and to occupy the position of President General of Ohaneze Ndigbo, the Ogbako Ikwere Cultural Organization Worldwide unreservedly and unequivocally disclaims and denounces his action, as such action is his private decision taken without the consent of his community or kingdom. It also argued that as an Igbo man, he is now seen, regarded and declared as a stranger living in Ikwere land, and has been barred from participating in any Ihurona gathering, meetings or political representation starting from his Eneka community, Apara Kingdom and Ogbako Ikwere Cultural Organization Worldwide. Ogbako Ikwere noted that all awards, honors, titles bestowed on him by any organization in Ikwere are hereby withdrawn and call on the international community, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara, His Royal Majesty Eze A.A. Wolu, Wodo Chairman, Rivers State Council of Traditional Rulers, and all lovers of Iruhona that Senator John Azuta Mbata has ceased to represent, speak and act on behalf of Ikwere ethnic nationality. The group concluded by saying that heavy and appropriate sanctions await those who will betray and sell out from a wellhead of oil mining lease 15, a facility of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, has ignited the fire affecting aquatic life in Buguma in the Asari Toru local government area of Rivers State. The spill, which is said to have affected Asari Toru and the neighboring Degema local government area of the state, has been raging for 3 days, spreading across the waterways. Community sources said neither the government agencies nor owner of the mine had visited the scene and alleged that the spill and consequent fire had killed fish, periwinkle and other aquatic life. Speaking on the incident, the president of the Kalabari Youth Federation, Livingstone Memberi, decried what he termed the insensitivity of the company operating the facility, while another youth leader from Buguma, Taribo Hosfall, said the fire erupted due to the siphoning, of oil from a barge a few days ago. When contacted, the spokesperson for this Grace Irene Koku, said the spill was from a faulty valve and she have allowed relevant government agencies development. Tensions led Harcourt River State capital after police barricaded the road leading to the People's Democratic Party Secretariat on Aba Road. The move followed reports that the acting executive committee, formed after a court nullified the elected executive, planned to take over the Secretariat complex. This is coming after River State High Court in Port Harcourt, the state capital, on Monday nullified the ward, local government and state congresses of the PDP conducted in 2024. And although the planned takeover was suspended, both factions held separate press briefings to assert their authority while underscoring the deepening crisis within the party. Aaron Chukwuemeka, leader of the restrained executive, criticized the growing number of court cases involving the party and appealed to Governor Siminalayi Fubara to prioritize peace, while the state legal advisor Kingsley Chukwu revealed that while the party is yet to receive the court ruling, it plans to appeal the decision once the records were available. Chukwuemeka and Chukwu also accused members of the acting executive of being affiliated with the All People's Party, claiming they had no authority to lead the PDP. And at a separate event, Robinson Name Ewo, acting chairman of the PDP, announced that the planned takeover of the secretariat had been suspended to avoid escalation. Despite the suspension of the takeover, the unresolved grievances and escalating tensions highlight that the Rivers PDP crisis is far from over, adding that the crisis within the Rivers PDP intensified on Wednesday with the emergence of factional leadership, while the chairman of the PDP in Rivers West Senatorial District, Robinson Ewo, declared himself as the acting chairman of the state chapter of the party. Analysts say the inability of the Rivers State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara, to participate in PDP Congress was the reason why the PDP excos were declared illegible by the state's High Court, and questioned the grounds on which the judgment was derived. Socio-political analyst Chizi Iye Masila while speaking on Atlantic television program Open Conversation, said that the same illegible members were the ones who had nominated the governor for his candidacy, and believes in the higher court's capacity in determining the discrepancies. Delta State Police Command has arrested a 23-year-old man identified as Success for allegedly hacking his father to death with a cutlass in Amupe community, Sapele local government area of Delta State. The incident occurred at the family's residence following a heated argument over a monetary request. Witnesses said that the tragedy began when Success demanded 5,000 naira from his father, who declined to give him the money, and being a drug addict with a history of erratic behavior, made the argument escalated into a violent confrontation, and Success reportedly grabbed a cutlass and attacked his father, inflicting severe injuries. When contacted on Thursday, the police public relations officer for Delta State Command, Bright Edafi, confirmed the incident, stating that Success has already been taken into custody, and described it as a reminder of the dangers of substance abuse and the importance of addressing mental health issues. Economic and Financial Crimes Commission and the governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the recent Edo State election, Asue Ighodalo, have disagreed over the arrest of an Edo PDP chieftain, Jonathan Okumbo. A statement by the EFCC spokesman, Dele Oyewale, said Okumbo was arrested over an alleged diversion of 6 billion naira belonging to local government areas in the state. The development comes in the wake of an allegation by Edo State Governor Monday Okpebolo that local government area chairman in the state diverted and remitted about 12 billion naira to leaders of Edo PDP leaders, I beg your pardon, in 15 months, and based on a petition by Okpebolo, the State House of Assembly has suspected the chairman of the 18 local government areas in Edo states. The Assembly suspended them for what it termed insubordination after they shunned Okpebolo's demand for their council's financial statements, while the EFCC instead insisted that the PDP chieftain, Okumbo, it arrested was not one of the Ighodalo's witnesses in the ongoing election petition, adding that it arrested Okumbo over an alleged diversion of 6 billion naira from Edo local government areas. According to him, Ighodalo's lawyer confirmed the EFCC that Okumbo was not a witness at the tribunal, and despite resistance from Ighodalo and others at the scene, he said EFCC officers proceeded with Okumbo's arrest. Labour Party and the All Progressives Congress in Ekiti State have disagreed over the state's infrastructure and security situation. The LP State Publicity Secretary, Sunday Agumbiade, who criticized the APC-led administration, accusing it of neglecting the plight of Ekiti residents, said the people were frustrated by the deteriorating conditions in the state, while alleging worsening infrastructure and rising insecurity. On security, Agumbiade claimed that under the current administration, cases of kidnappings, robberies, and other violent crimes had escalated, leaving citizens fearful, and urged Governor Biodun Oyebanji's administration to prioritize safety and act decisively to restore hope and safety in Ekiti State. But in response, the Ekiti APC Publicity Secretary Segun Dipe dismissed the allegations as baseless and politically motivated. The government has been providing substantial support to security agencies, including the police, military, and NSCDC, while the Peace Corps has been strengthened. Operatives of Amotekun Corps are well equipped to ensure security. The APC spokesperson also said the Oyebanji administration remained committed to the welfare and safety of Ekiti residents, and accused the Labour Party of making baseless claims for political attention. Ondo State Police Command has declared the restriction of vehicular and motorcycle movement from 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday for the local government election. The State Police Commissioner, Mr. Wilfred Afolabi, in a statement on Thursday in Akure, the state capital, the command spokesperson, CSP Fumilayo Odunlami, said the directive was for security reasons. According to him, commuters who may have a reason to use the state as passage are pre-informed of the restrictions to help adjust their plans ahead of the day, and urge all eligible voters to abide by the rules guiding the electoral process while carrying out their civic duties. The CP also said adequate security had been put in place for both human and material resources to ensure smooth passage of the electoral process. Osun State government has imposed a dusk-to-dawn curfew in Ifon and Lobu communities with immediate effect. Governor Ademola Adeleke has also ordered the deployment of security personnel to the affected communities to forestall further breakdown of law and order, and directed the immediate arrest of culprits in the two communities, adding that the curfew is coming after renewed pockets of violence between the two warring communities last week. The Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, Kolapo Alimi, who discloses in a statement to journalists in Osogbo, the state capital, on Thursday, the curfew is to forestall further escalation of the crisis and will hold from 7 o'clock to 7 a.m. and urged stakeholders in the two areas to cooperate with the government to resolve the issues permanently. He also said an enlarged committee of stakeholders, which shall consist of the representatives of the communities, the service chiefs, the representatives of the State Council of Obas, and other relevant bodies be immediately constituted to resolve the issue permanently, adding that the victims were injured in a shooting incident in the Apiponroro area of Ifon. Ifon indigenes also alleged that the attack was purportedly carried out by individuals from the neighboring Lobo community, while the allegation was also corroborated by the Ifon Progressive Union, an umbrella body of the indigenes of Ifon Orolu indigenes. Senior Special Assistant to the Minister on Public Communications and New Media, Mr. Lere Olayinka, says FCT administration is not only hinged on infrastructural development of the FCT, but also in economic empowerment of Nigerians. The aide, who disclosed this during a news briefing in his office on 15th January 2025, spoke on the issuance of over 5,000 certificates of occupancy to land allottees in the FCT by the minister in the last 1 year, adding that the action of Barrister Wike in the issuance of C of O's as a testament to the renewed hope agenda and would help Nigerians improve their economic life. On the issue of land grabbing allegations, the media aide said the names of the owners of the C of O's will be published in the national dailies for all to see, while SMS will also be sent out stressing most people who have paid are not aware that their C of O is ready for collection. Zamfara State Governor Dauda Lawal has approved the recruitment of 2,000 new teachers to strengthen the education sector in the state. The governor disclosed this during an executive council meeting on Thursday at the government house in Gusau, the state capital. According to a statement by the governor's spokesperson, Suleiman Idris, the recruitment drive fulfills promises made during the governor's campaign and forms part of the administration's efforts to overhaul the education sector, which ranks second on the government's priority list. The statement said the first phase, scheduled for the first quarter of 2025, will focus on hiring 500 teachers specializing in subjects such as English, mathematics, chemistry, physics, biology, ICT, and entrepreneurship studies, adding that the recruitment initiative is part of the Accelerating Girls' Education in Nigeria. The program aimed at addressing long-standing deficiencies in Zamfara's education system. Since declaring a state of emergency in education on November 14, 2023, the government has undertaken significant projects, including construction and renovation of over 400 schools across the state's 14 local government areas, provision of more than 12,000 two-seater desks for pupils and students, equipment renovated schools with over 700 tables and 1,000 chairs for teachers, commitment to development. The declaration comes as Zamfara State continues to prioritize human capital development despite facing various challenges, including security concerns and economic pressures. Troops of the Defense Headquarters Special Operations Brigade have killed 6 terrorists during a coordinated operation against Lakurawa terrorists in the Gudu local government area of Sokoto State. A statement signed and made available to newsmen on Thursday by the coordinator, Joint Media Coordination Center, Operation Fansan Yamma, Lieutenant Colonel Abubakar Abdullahi. The operation led to an intense firefight where 5 soldiers lost their lives. The troops recovered the following items from the operation: 4 AK-47 rifles, 160 rounds of 6.62 special ammunition, and 1 box of 12.7 ammunition, adding that despite this success, the operation came at a heavy cost, as 5 gallant soldiers tragically lost their lives in the line of duty. While in response to the events, the military called on the public to remain vigilant and alert in their communities. The military also urged the public to report any suspicious activities related to terrorism or security threats in Gudu local government area and surrounding areas to security agencies, adding that public cooperation is essential in safeguarding lives and maintaining peace in communities. You're watching the Global News on Atlantic Television Network. We will be back after this break, so please stay with us. Welcome back. This is the Global News on Atlantic Television Network. Now to the rest of our stories. President Bola Tinubu has congratulated 6 distinguished diaspora Nigerians named among the 400 Presidential Early Career Award recipients for scientists and engineers in the United States. The prestigious recognition, established by former President Bill Clinton in 1996, is the highest honor bestowed by the United States government on outstanding scientists and engineers in the early stages of their careers. And this year's awardees, announced by President Joe Biden on January 14, 2025, are employed or funded by 14 participating United States government agencies. A statement on Thursday by his special advisor on information and strategy, the president commended the Nigerians for their remarkable achievements in science, technology, and engineering. The statement said the Nigerian honorees include Aziz Butali, Gilbert Lilly, endowed Professor of Diagnostic Sciences, College of Dent History, University of Iowa, Ijoma Opara, Associate Professor of Public Health, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Yale School of Public Health, Yale University, and Oluwatomi Akindele, postdoctoral researcher at Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory. Others are Eno Ebong, Associate Professor of Chemical Engineering, Bioengineering, and Biology at Northeastern University. Oluwasami Koyejo, Assistant Professor of Computer Science at Stanford University, and Abidemi Ajiboye, Executive Vice Chair of the Case School of Engineering Department of Biomedical Engineering, Case Western Reserve University. The Nigerian leader also said that recognizing the exceptional talents underscores Nigerians' vast potential to excel both at home and on the global stage, stressing that his administration looks forward to the honorees sharing their multidisciplinary expertise to benefit Nigeria's development efforts under the renewed Hope Agenda. Federal government is set to grant presidential pardons to convicts serving various jail terms across custodial centers in the country. To initiate the process, the government has inaugurated the Presidential Advisory Committee on the Prerogative of Mercy with the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, as chairman. The committee includes representatives from the Nigeria Police Force, the Nigerian Correctional Service, the National Human Rights Commission, the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, and the Christian Association of Nigeria, alongside other notable members such as Justice Augustine Utsaha, Professor Al-Kasum Abba, Chief Akinlolu Olujumi, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, and Professor Mrs. Nike Ijaya. Speaking during inauguration, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, said Section 175 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as amended, confers special powers of prerogative of the General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo. Bayo Onanuga, in a statement on Thursday, said Tinubu deeply admires the Nigerians who have excelled in their careers, adding that they are role models for the nation's youths, adding that the three Nigerians deserve recognition for their pursuit of excellence, hard work, and invaluable contributions to the nation's economic development. In one of the congratulatory letters, Tinubu praised Adesina for his contributions to Nigeria's energy sector, highlighting the recognition as a reflection of his commitment to advancing national development. The university recognized Okonjo Iweala for her trailblazing as the first African woman to lead the WTO and for introducing significant reforms in Nigeria's financial sector, and honored Adeola for his pioneering role in the Nigerian banking sector, while Adesina, an alumnus of the university, was recognized for his innovative contributions to the energy industry. National Assembly Joint Committee on Livestock Development says the 11.8 billion naira proposed for the takeoff of the recently created Federal Ministry of Livestock Development was grossly inadequate. The minister, Mr. E.D. Maiha, led management staff of the ministry and heads of agencies to the 2025 budget defense to the joint committees of the National Assembly on Tuesday. The minister said the ministry, which took off 3 months ago from the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, is yet to have office accommodations and lack of facilities for the office and operational equipment to run as a full-fledged ministry. According to him, the ministry is currently being accommodated by the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation.
The atmosphere was not that combative. We shared ideas. We told them our vision on the basis of what have been allocated to us. We do sectoral allocations, and that drew a lot of interest from the distributed members of the committee, both Senate and House. We defended what we did on the basis of cattle density in the country, for the type of livestock that are there in terms of either pig or poultry or cattle or sheep or goats, etc., etc. And then this budget is to lay the foundation for the takeoff of the ministry going forward. What we believe is that what we've been allocated is sufficient enough to lay that foundation. But of course, we are not saying that that's all we require. As the time goes on, we'll look for special grants because of the criticality of this sector. We'll look for also supplementary budget, again because of the criticality of this sector. It borders on one, food security for the nation. Number two, there are security overlap between us and our gallant armed forces. So we need to have that just conversation with them to make sure that all the rural areas are stabilized and normalized, so that people go about their normal business and the sector can also contribute its own quota to the GDP of the country.
And represent in the form of supplementary budget while promising prompt approval. They query the amount of input from the Presidential Implementation Committee for the takeoff of the ministry and agreed that the committee will try its best to help the ministry achieve its mandate.
Our members and our members from the House of Representatives to come together to put our head together. This committee, our members and our members from the House of Representatives to come together to put our head together to see how we will assist this ministry to see that they have more funding because of the high expectation this Nigerian citizens have on this ministry of livestock development. And want to assure the minister that we will do our best to see that we definitely assist you in terms of on this budget issue. The use of this nation should be targeted. Should be our target. We should be trying our best to see that, to see how we will help them, how we provide some job for them.
We are at a period of foundation laying, and how strong the house will be dependent on how solid, the foundation is. And we'll give you all the necessary support to realize the purpose of setting up this, establishing this ministry. We'll expect you to give us progress report on some of these your challenges, because we have noted some of the challenges, issue of accommodation and others, so that where necessary we will make intervention.
Meanwhile, the federal government has proposed a sum of 10 billion naira for capital expenditure and 1.8 billion naira for overhead in the 2025 budget of the ministry. National Assembly has increased revenue target to be generated by the Federal Inland Revenue Service for 2025 to 21.6 trillion naira, while the chairman of the service, Zach Adedeji, was commended for surpassing the benchmark of 19.4 trillion naira for last year. The performance of the FIRS was revealed at a session with the Joint Senate and House of Representatives Committee on Finance, chaired by Senator Sani Musa. At the backdrop of the impressive performance, the committee also set a revenue target and urged the FIRS to work harder to generate more funds for the nation, stressing that the nation has what it takes for self-sustainability. The Deputy Chairman, Representatives Committee on Finance, Honorable Saidu Musa Abdullahi, who commented on the 2024 budget performance of FIRS, described the revenue generation as historic and unprecedented. He, however, urged the FIRS boss to understudy the template being used in South Africa, which, according to him, generates revenue from tax collections far above that of Nigeria, despite having a smaller population of about 45 to 54 million people when compared to the 200 million population in Nigeria. Also commending FIRS for surpassing projected tax revenue in 2024, Senator Joel Onokwakwo Thomas said taxes all over the world is the way to go. The very reason FIRS must deepen the process through planned reform, adding that the committee should increase projected revenue for FIRS in 2025 to 30 trillion. Senator Binos Yeroe Adamawa South also commended the FIRS boss for the initiatives and innovations deployed in surpassing tax collection revenue target in 2024. However, the chairman of the committee, in their separate closing remarks, told the FIRS boss that the 25 trillion naira projected for the agency in 2025 is what he should work with and possibly surpass it as done in 2024. Association of Local Governments of Nigeria has reiterated its commitment to accountability, transparency, and sustainable fiscal quality in local government areas across the country. The Algon National President, Honorable Bello Yandaki, who reaffirmed this commitment in Abuja during a collaborative meeting with the Partnership for Agile Governance and Climate Engagement aimed at promoting best practices in rural governance, Honorable Yandaki said the collaboration aims to continue Algon's recent multispectral engagements designed to enhance the capacity of the 774 local government areas in Nigeria, and commend PACE for initiating the program, especially in the area of budgeting, which, according to him, has been a source of concern at the local government level. The Algon president also expressed gratitude to President Bola Tinubu for supporting local governments by revitalizing their administrative systems, adding that Algon has extensive partnerships with organizations such as MSH, USAID, UNICEF, PACE, and other key players, providing assistance in enhancing the capacity of local government leaders through training programs, budgeting, and auditing. Organized private sector has expressed worry over the continued hike in the inflation rate in Nigeria, stressing that this will further raise the cost of production, raw materials, logistics and machinery, among others. National Bureau of Statistics reported that Nigeria's inflation rate rose to 34.80% in December 2024, reflecting a slight increase from the 34.60% recorded in November. According to the latest Consumer Price Index report, the marginal rise of 0.20% was attributed to heightened demand for goods and services during the festive season, and highlights a continued upward trajectory in consumer prices driven by economic challenges such as currency depreciation, high energy costs, and persistent supply chain disruptions. The rise reflects sustained pressures on the cost of living throughout the year, affecting both urban and rural areas, and also highlighted that food and non-alcoholic beverages accounted for the largest share of the inflationary pressure, contributing 18.0% to the overall figure. The director of the Center of Promotion of Private Enterprise, Dr. Muda Yusu, said the increase in December headline inflation was marginal at 0.2% compared to November's figures. The inflationary trend is still troubling, while the CPPE recommended pausing further monetary policy rate hikes, reducing public sector debt, and fixation on revenue generation of ministries, departments, and agencies to ensure a further moderation in inflationary pressures. Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria is demanding for 580 billion naira for the rehabilitation of runways to airports nationwide. The managing director of FAN, Mrs. Olubumi Kuku, who lamented the state of the runways in the country while receiving the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Dr. Ibrahim Kana, said the runways built in the late 1970s had outlived their lifespan. She said aside from the runways, other airport infrastructures such as terminals also need major rehabilitation, stressing that this has been affecting operational efficiency and safety. The FAN boss also promised to modernize the airport's infrastructure by renovating terminals, expanding runways, and upgrading navigational aids. Earlier, the permanent secretary expressed confidence in the ongoing transformation within Nigeria's aviation sector and promised the ministry's continuous support to FAN. Gaza's civil defense agency says dozens of Palestinians have been killed by Israeli strikes ahead of a ceasefire and hostage release deal between Hamas and Israel coming into force. A vote by the Israeli cabinet on the agreement has been delayed, with the office of the Israeli Prime Minister accusing Hamas of reneging on the agreement. However, the Rushdie Abu-Alof hears Hamas is attempting a last-minute push for the release of one or two symbolic prisoners from its movements, while Hamas attacked Thursday. Meanwhile, Indonesia's Foreign Affairs Ministry welcomed the ceasefire and called for its immediate implementation, along with the creation of a sovereign Palestinian state, stressing that peace in Palestine cannot be achieved without the end of Israel's occupation and the establishment of an independent and sovereign Palestinian state, in accordance with the two-state solution based on agreed international parameters. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta says club is looking to bring in a new striker during the January transfer window. Arteta made the remarks while speaking to Rio Ferdinand after Arsenal's 2-1 victory over Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League, and the result leaves the Gunners 4 points behind leaders Liverpool, who still have a game in hand. Son Heung-min gave Spurs the lead at the Emirates, but Arsenal equalized after the ball deflected off Dominic Solanke from a corner. Leandro Trossard then secured the win with a low drive. Kai Havertz started as the focal point in Arsenal's attack alongside Trossard and Raheem Sterling, both of whom struggled to make a significant impact. Arteta faces the challenge of closing the gap on Liverpool without key players Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Jesus, who are sidelined due to injuries. However, he has assured fans that the club is actively seeking reinforcements. Serie A club AS Roma are the latest club to be linked with a move for Nottingham Forest defender Ola Aina. According to Italian news hub La Gazzetta dello Sport, AS Roma already established contacts with Aina's representative. Aina is into the final 6 months of his contract with Nottingham Forest and Premier League champions. Manchester City and Galatasaray are reportedly interested in the Nigeria international. Aina has been in fantastic form of Forest this season, featuring in all of their 20 league games. This is coming after the fullback was named the Reds Player of the Month for December, while he also scooped the December Goal of the Month prize. And also entertainment news. Afrobeat singer Spyro has claimed that publicly claiming Jesus Christ in the Nigerian music industry comes with challenges. In a recent chat with Echo Room, Spyro shared a personal experience popular R&B star turned pastor Banky W narrated to him. According to him, Banky W stated that his problem in the music industry began after he publicly proclaimed Christ. Popular Bollywood actor Saif Ali Khan has undergone surgery and is out of danger after he was stabbed by an intruder in his home overnight. The attack took place early on Thursday morning in an upscale neighborhood in the Indian city of Mumbai, where Khan lives with his family. City police said the actor was injured after a scuffle broke out between him and an unidentified man who entered his house sometime after midnight. Speaking after the surgery, Dr. Nitin Dunge of Livatai Hospital said the actor sustained major injury to the thoracic spinal cord due to a lodged knife in the spine. Khan is married to Bollywood star Kareena Kapoor Khan, and the couple have 2 children. Nigerian singer Ayodeji Balogun, popularly known as Wizkid, has been crowned Africa's biggest earner on Spotify. Music statistics monitoring platform Chartmasters recently revealed the world's artists' earnings monthly on Spotify, and Wizkid emerged as Africa's biggest earner with $1 million. The list of Africa's top 10 earners is dominated by Nigerians, except for South Africa's Tyler. Peaks Nigerian, and that's the global news.